I'm higher than you. I hate going higher than you.
I shall raise myself up a little bit. I shall.
That's right.
I raise myself up like the man I am. Okay, guys, how you all doing? Hope you're all good. Hiya from Happy Outdoors and Survival. Mickey and Kaz here, and full Willow.
Hello.
Hiya.
He's just stomping in.
Yeah, he's just grumping again, is he? Little so. He's been a little sausage the last couple of days, just a little sausage.
Come on.
Oh. Yeah, he's definitely been enjoying the sun, diving out on the floor.
Oh, don't stop!
Charging around the garden, terrorising the neighbours, the cats. All that dirty faces. Hiya, Kitten. Hiya, mate.
Hiya.
Katrina. Hiya. Come on in.
See, he scratches at me, but he jumps on his lap.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not feeling brilliant at the moment, so I should try and be my usual perky self, but I'm in a lot of pain at the moment. So
yeah. He knows it. That's why he jumps on me instead of you.
He was going down my leg. He was. I kept going like that, and he would back off.
Little sausage. Eh? Tired. Been so busy. Been chasing things around the garden.
He has. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, mate. Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's get on with it. How you all doing? Have you had a wonderful week? I hope your week's been better than mine. It's been a bit of a sod of a week this week. Excuse my language. Murphy, if you're out there, Murphy, watching this, start running, you.
Hi, Lee. Hi, Stealth.
Hi, Stealth. Hi, Lee. Yeah, I've had one of those weeks. What could go wrong? Will go wrong. It's been definitely one of those. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's been quite a nice day. I've actually managed to hobble around the garden for a little bit today. So
Caroline's been doing a lot of gardening the last day. And it's definitely taken its toll. So what am I drinking tonight? Let's get on with the important thing. I think I'm going to let you guys choose for me. So we have...
That sounds nice.
Koppenberg Spiced Blackberry at 3.4%. Or I got a bottle of Bulmers Original at 6.5%.
So you got the spicy.
What do you reckon, guys? What are you reckoning? I'll leave that for somebody to comment, and we'll either go with the Bulmers or we'll go with the spicy blackberry.
And Kaz is having some elderflower compost, because that's what you need.
Yeah.
Bushcross Sussex is Bulmers. See, I always just go for Bulmers.
Bulmers? Okay.
That's the one is the first one? Yeah, Bulmers again.
Yeah. Bulmers first.
Yeah, it's like a unanimous.
Oh,
he's wiggled on the floor.
Oh.
And that was cold, wasn't it?
That was cold. It dropped right into my crutch. I got splashed by cold cider, and I will say it sort of livened my life up a little bit.
Yeah, I like the strawberry lime, but excuse me.
That's all right.
The spiced blackberry, it says serve warm or cold, so I thought, yeah, he's right.
Give it a go.
I've got 2 bottles of that, so I'm going to feel better. Oh, Baileys. Ooh, very nice, elusive. I'm not so keen on... they once did a strawberry Baileys that I really liked. He's over in there as well. Oh, hi.
I'll just clean that up down there. Willow, believe it or not, is actually licking cider off the carpet.
Like the lush that he is.
Like the little lush that he is. Right, now my testicles have recovered from having very, very cold cider splashed over them.
Everyone's got a funny little quirk, I suppose.
Oh, that is nice. Oh, not too sweet, not too dry. Nice. Yeah, so Murphy's Law this week. That's why Murphy, it seems to be everything I've tried to do this week has been either
nice, Ray,
gone wrong, twisted round a corner, weather's been wrong, conditions been wrong. and then finally ends up with me walking
Hi,
in
Jess.
right into the middle of a full military exercise at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, great, wonderful, wonderful. Best planning and all the rest of it completely out the window. Wasn't a problem with the exercise. Had a word with the chaps. Was hoping to use another part of the area. Weren't expecting them to be there. But yeah, the officer in charge was having none of it. Wanted the civilian to do one, mate. So off as you do. And that just happens. That's just the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm a bit bleary-eyed tonight because I pretty much went to bed at sort of 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning, laid there for an hour or so, drifted off and woke up about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So guess what my sleep pattern is tonight? Kaz is in for one of those long disturbed nights where
Last
Mikey's
night.
reading a book and going,
because that's what last night. I say when because you were out, he just kept rocking the bedding up, and I couldn't sleep at all.
Just a little so-and-so, aren't you? Just a
Look
little
at you
so-and-so.
licking your side of face.
So yeah, so that's that. One thing I would like to say early on tonight, and I will mention it again when I see him later on. Our friend Mike at EDC Patrol. I'd like your thoughts and prayers for him because he's just had one of those very uncomfortable. Not just gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen have this particular examination, but it's a very uncomfortable, undignified examination that you sometimes have to go through. And they have found something. They're running some tests just to try and decide whether it's good, bad, or ugly. So yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to Mike at EDC Patrol. Hopefully he's going to get a good diagnosis and everything's going to be okay. But it made me think about one of these things that's coming up more and more and more, and that is, guys, girls, there are certain checks and things that we can all do for ourselves, or if you're not happy about something, get it checked out. I know it can be a bit of a dignity thing sometimes, it's an uncomfortable thing, but be honest with yourself, you'd rather catch something early, get it sorted, than leave it till too late, you know. So sometimes it's a case of just gird your loins, put up with it.
With Mike, it seems like what they found was small, and it's going to be tested. Yeah. So everything hopefully is coming back all right.
Really got my fingers crossed through. Cause
Lisa saying he's had his colon cancer tested.
Yeah.
It's some things that people don't like to think about and put to the back of their mind and forget about.
I still meet guys that are like, no, I'm never having anything done like that. And
that's a long time, isn't it?
And you really and truthfully got to say, yeah, get it done. It's because, yeah, I don't like it. I have to have it done every 6 months, and it's not something I definitely don't enjoy. But yeah, got to be done. Chronically, yeah, I know the waiting is the worst thing. It was for us as well, wasn't it? But it had to be done.
Yeah, it's this whole thing with the COVID and that. It's, I think, the NHS is under a lot of pressure, but I also think that the hospitals and GPs are actually using it as an excuse not to, keep up with what was before.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward things, isn't it? But again, we have to have them all done. Get them done. Yeah. Yeah, Jess, that's right. Check your bum and get it done. It's one way of putting it, I suppose.
Hi, John.
Yeah, so that's that. And we'll see Mike from EDC Patrol. He'll probably join us later on, and I'm sure he'll appreciate everybody's kind thoughts.
And to everyone that's.
I also shared a video, one of Owen's videos, Life's a Hobbies video, his latest one, where he was dog whispering up on the mountains. Absolutely brilliant video. And again, a great demonstration about being prepared, having stuff with you. You know, things can go wrong. Look at those conditions. What started off as a walk from A to B turned into a yomp round the mountains, trying to help out a couple of dogs.
Ian, I do apologise, Ian. I didn't remember to email. I should sort that out tonight.
Do you want me to make a note?
That's all right. I'll remember. I will remember.
Hi, Ian. How you doing? Good, mate. John. Hi, mate. How you doing? Jason. Hiya. How's it over there in Vancouver? Hope it's Jason. Good. You're working in your yard and listening. Fantastic. I hope you're having an absolutely gorgeous
day. While you're working.
For us here, it has been
starting to go down.
Quite a pleasant day. I'm just going to move the camera, give you a little bit of a heads up. I don't know if it's going to do it justice. Doesn't really do it justice. It's.
Yeah, I feel sick. You are moving me about.
One of those beautiful evenings out there where you've got a nice.
What have you done?
There we go. Nice orangey sky. The sun's going down. There's just a few wisps of high altitude clouds. Nothing severe. We're supposed to be coming into a pretty pleasant week. I hope. We need it. In fact, actually, got my tomatoes out today. I know it's a little bit early, but they're 18 inches tall now and bushing out quite well. So this afternoon, planted the old tom-toms out, and me peas. Peas have gone out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just don't have a frost all of a sudden out of the blue now. That's not what you need.
By the way, for wandering on the range, there was Rupert called.
Hey?
Simon. He's over the wall.
Yeah. The Rupert was okay. Red lamps are up, flags are up. I've pretty much worked that area for donkey's years. Went and had a chat to him and said, look, I know you got an exercise running here. Introduced myself, explained who I was, what I was doing, and my experience, and said, look, is there a bit of the training area, 4 or 5 acres away that you're not using that I can just set up to do my thing in? And I said to him, it's not a problem if you'd rather I didn't. I understand that. That's no issue. Yeah, and he was just not rude, abrupt. Made his point quite distinctly, and it was like, no, not having it. Nope.
Oh, you're watching Owen's Viking video, have you? Yeah. Making me tired.
Yeah. So off I went. Left. It was a pain because I'd stayed up, kept myself awake till 3 o'clock in the morning to drive up there to do this video, and couldn't do it.
It kept me awake.
Yeah, a real bummer. Which again makes a mess of my body clock. So tomorrow night, I'm luring Kaz out into the dark in the Range Rover to help me do this video.
I don't care what the weather is. We are going to do it, and it's getting done.
It's getting done. It's one of those videos. It's just want to get it done, get it in the box, and get it done, dusted. And it's the night vision one. So part of this is also the fact that the company's given me the gear and said, could you do a video? I appreciate that. I like the gear. I like the company, and I want to do them the best video that I can. So again, it's
No, Lee, because I did snoring through the floor. So no. Hi, Bill.
Yeah. Oh no, I snore. You. Any of the guys that've been up the woods so far, they'll tell you I snore. Yeah. FU2 crew. Hope you're good, mate.
Yeah.
I hope everything's going well with you.
No, you just you should have read that first.
I should have read that first. Oh, not good. Not good. Bloody hell. Not good. The world's going crazy. FU2 group, keep yourself safe, mate. It's There's
That's a lot.
crazy people out there. I mean, like Simon said, if you can move, but not everybody's in the position where they can. I would definitely look at sort of trying to make sure I've got a safe bolt hole within the house.
She's returned to Iraq, Afghanistan Patrol 6.
Yeah, I think pretty much, put that mindset on it. I mean, do you want me to see if I can find some sandbags to send you over? You can start bunkering up the inside of the building.
Yeah, Jessie, she's never used night vision.
Yeah,
Mac was saying when he tried some a few years back, and there were civvy ones, and he said it's like a green blob, so he's interested to see how
this video. What I'm attempting to do with this video, I've watched a lot of other people reviewing this sort of kit, and what I'm trying to do is one, a side-by-side comparison, GoPro to night vision gear, and two, give not just a shot of a deer. Oh, look, there's a deer. Night vision, help me see the deer. I'm trying to actually get several shots and several angles so you can actually see how this kit could be used and how it could be applied. And so, again, that was the reason for being out at 3 o'clock in the morning. I wanted zero light, absolute dark. I didn't want to be there just before the dawn. I wanted to be there when it was pitch black. And it was, it's for the little bit I managed to get last night, quite happy with it.
It's funny you should say that, Simon. We were watching a program yesterday, and it was saying about Pearl Harbor, about the amount of munition they were sending up to keep off the invasion, and the amount of people that were killed by the stuff coming down. And it's if you when you point a weapon, it doesn't sort of just go through one thing. It just keeps going.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's how devastating something is at the end of its trajectory. And again, with that thing we were watching yesterday, they were talking about flak and air defences and that when under attack. And it was very, very interesting. And when they pointed out that in Pearl Harbor, there was 40 people, I think it was, killed in Honolulu by shells coming back in, which is terrible. But again, when you're firing at an aircraft in the air, you're not thinking about.
It's like the people who shoot a gun into the air. Whatever goes up is coming back down somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know about the trail cam. Lucy was saying he's thinking about buying the trail cam, but he's not sure how easy it's going to be downloading because he only uses a phone.
That's where you might struggle. It's right. So most of the trail cams I've come across, including mine, download onto an SD card, micro SD card. So I take it off the SD card. If you've got an SD card slot in your phone, you might well be able to take the micro SD card out of the game camera and put it into your phone and download it that way. I don't know because I've never tried it, but that would seem logical to me.
Maybe you could have a look at some of the manufacturers and look into that if you can exchange the SD card.
Maybe one or two of our more techie-minded friends will be able to say, could you take an SD card from something like a game camera or a GoPro out, put that into your SD card slot in your phone, and then download from there? Would that work? I've never actually thought of it that way.
I've seen someone. I've seen someone who had made a copy of the Vickers machine gun, but it was gas powered, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you couldn't. It sounded like the original. Yeah.
That was a.
Sussex was the same in the First World War. Basic artillery strike with bullets was Vickers machine gun.
Yeah.
All right.
Kiwi, I hope you're feeling good, mate. Hope you're all good.
Evening, Mike.
Appetite the closing by phone.
You did listen about.
Mike, we just gave everybody a bit of a heads up and a bit of a mention about your issues and that. And I know all the guys would love to wish you well and say we hope
all the testing that
all is good.
Great.
You've got a lot of people praying for you over here, mate. And it's one of those. I know it's not going to go into details, but we know it's not a comfortable, not a pleasant examination at all. But
That's it, Simon. That's what I was trying to think of. A card reader SIM converter. That's what you need.
Yes. Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh. Very technically sounded. Scared me.
It's like a Temu thing I got you today. It's the other day.
Yeah.
It's a plug-in, but it's got 3 different sorts of.
It's there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got him this. It's actual. The outer cordage is like braided stuff,
Yeah.
and then you've got the 3 different adapters on the end. So you got a choice of 1, 3. Which one have you want?
Which has made life a lot easier for me because I've taken the whole jumble of cables that I had up there down, rolled those up, put them in a drawer, and I've now got that one up there because it covers most of what I need.
Just bought 2 of them.
Yeah,
they're very handy, aren't they? Because
because I've got what you don't see here. So you're looking at me from a shelf with just in front of my screen, computer's to the left of it, and then there's a frame with the lights on it, and hanging behind the lights is all the cables.
Oh, fantastic. Mike said they took the pallet out and it's come back clean.
Brilliant, mate.
Fantastic
Brilliant,
news, Mike.
Brilliant. Yes, a result. Awesome. And so, again, Mike, I think you back me up on my opinion that although a lot of these tests are uncomfortable and undignified, they are definitely worth having done. That is brilliant news.
No, I've not seen Sticks yet.
No, I haven't seen Sticks yet this evening. And I'm pretty sure Benny's out tonight. I think Benny's out because he was chatting to me earlier on, and he was going to be on his phone, so he was saving power for it.
Bill was saying he had night vision blockers supplied when he was in Nigeria looking for pirates. He said they're amazing. You can see the whole horizon and the pirates.
Yeah, it's always a handy bonus, isn't it? Always a handy bonus being able to see the pirates.
There you go. All right, stop harassing me, you little toad.
It's being able to see the pirates rather than having to go by the singing. You know, it's but yeah, pirates or anti-pirates and maritime security. That's there's a whole conversation in. Hello, mate. Difficulty and annoyances.
Which one? There you go.
Yeah.
Eat the sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, the gas ones before green. Yeah. Early night vision gear was atrocious. So if you're looking at night vision gear, there's 3 ways to go. If you go in tactical, you want to go thermal. Okay, heat signatures are a wonderful thing. So if you go in tactical, go thermal. Starlight and night gathering or light gathering or image intensification, they're great. However, they are limited on the fact that if somebody then hits you with a bright light or a car goes past or something like that, they tend to bloom out. You can't use them through the day, whereas thermal imaging you can. And for most of us, for what we're doing, IR is the way to go. We're not too worried about being tactical, somebody seeing a signature and tracing it back to us. And all IR is an IR protector. It's a torch, basically, an infrared, puts a beam out, and the camera is set up to be IR sensitive. So you'll get a black and white image back on that. If I could afford thermal imaging, yeah, I would go thermal imaging. The downside of thermal imaging, although it's great for finding people, spotting animal heat sources, you don't get quite such a clear image. So it's going to be no good for, say, walking through a woods or scanning, counting your sheep so much, because you'll just see the blobs where they are. A lot of thermal imaging doesn't give a distinct image. Can be quite blurry. Brilliant for finding people, finding lost things, spotting animals, but not so much for getting the image. IR for me, works well from a non-tactical point of view, because it gives you a black and white image. The one I'm using is a ×4 magnification, and it's IR setting. So again, it's not something you could walk through the woods with, using it like you see in the movies where they clip it down and just walk through, because you're going to walk into a few trees. But for what I want, which is spotting wildlife, checking an area, making sure it's clear, making sure that maybe nobody's there that shouldn't be there, absolutely fantastic for that.
Yeah, Sussex, you had something like that.
Yeah.
And you had to have injections. Well, they take stuff from each one. Not nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Sticks.
Ball Lakes, get Ball Lakes checked out. Cheers, Sticks. How you doing, brother? Hope you're really good. Hope the family's good. Hope you're all fine and dandy. I'm losing
Hey, Benny.
I noticed today I'm losing a bit of weight because if I lift up my head slightly, the double chin's going away, which is quite annoying in one respect because it starts to, I've got a massive hole there. I've got a lot of the that side of my face is missing under the jawbone. You see the scar down there, and it's the only thing that gets me a little bit. That's why I like to have a beard, because for me it hides it a little bit. But again,
it's the growing with you, Benny.
Yeah, it's growing with you. No worries there, Sticks. Now and again, we all need a bit of a break. Lee, no problem. I'll take one of your chins. Sticks, we all need a bit of a break occasionally. This is one of the things with YouTube is not to allow your YouTube to become a chore. YouTube tries to drive you to putting up regular videos and that, and you can sort of get a little bit pressured to, I've got to do another video.
Yeah, you took him out, Willow out for a walk the other day, and he got his little paws walked off.
Yeah.
You met a very grumpy Labrador, didn't you? Chocolate Lab, didn't like little small dogs.
Yeah, Benny's just got back. Graham's knackered. He's asleep. Excellent.
What's that? He took
El Croc. How you doing, mate?
Nostril cams. Hello, Hiking the Hills.
Bill, yeah, done a little bit on the maritime security side of things. It's surprising what you're allowed and what you're not allowed. But we won't go into that too much. OPSEC and all that. So don't want to let people know what's out there and what isn't.
I haven't actually seen your bull roar, Chris, because I'm in Sussex, because I haven't been on the internet much. So not been great.
Oh yeah,
I will definitely catch up with that one.
How you doing, Hiking the Hills? We're all good. Hope you're good. Hope everything's going smooth for you. Yeah, it's you know what, it's one of those things. It's life, isn't it? Yeah, gravity is not my friend. Everything seems to sort of droop and dangle a little bit further than it used
ladies
to.
feel when you get to that age when you suddenly notice that when you're sitting down, your boobs are keeping your knees nice and warm. Not that I got that yet, but yeah. Oh, you got kicked out, Benny. It wasn't me. Did you kick him out?
No, I didn't kick him out. Who kicked Benny out? Don't kick Benny out.
Yeah, Yarps is away at the moment, isn't he? Yeah, I think he's away. He's not going to be there at the camp either, is he?
No, I think Yarps is going to try and visit if he can for a few hours. But I know Yarps has got a family visit. He's heading out to Canada, I believe.
Yeah, kicking all to beat you.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully he's having a fantastic
bingo wings. Yeah,
thoroughly enjoyed himself. Thing is, we get so wrapped up in how we look, it doesn't really matter, does it? Does it really matter? As long as you're happy with yourself, as long as you're doing things you do, as long as those that love you still love you, what's it matter?
Yeah, Kiwi did do a video. He did a solo camp, didn't he?
Yeah.
A week or so ago.
Yeah, that's the point. Is Kiwi on there tonight?
Yes.
Kiwi. I might have found something for you if you're interested. If you are interested, I'll bring it to the camp. If Kiwi's not interested and he says, nah, no, not for me, mate, then I'll put it up for grabs for other people. But
that's going to be hard because then people, not everyone will see it in one go. Well, that's supposed to be that was a giveaway, wasn't it?
No.
I'm not. I don't know.
Because Kiwi's a bit bigger than me, and as you can see, that's a bit big for me. But yeah, it's a windproof smock, but it's a quite a large windproof smock, SAS style, desert cam, windproof. Nice bit of kit, absolutely lovely bit of kit. But like I say, it is just a little bit too.
Yes, please. He said, right, okay, you've got your name on it.
I'll bring that to the camp for you, mate. These, anybody, I know a lot of people don't like the old desert cam, but these hit with a bit of black dye. Brilliant. And again, hit it with a bit of black dye makes it a little bit less military.
Right, John just was out there.
Oh, John. Oh dear, mate. I am sorry about that. It looks like you're going to be buying dinners for a few weeks. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh.
Blackie Thomas. Ooh, Blackie Thomas. Mind you, it's still nice to get your kit noticed by something.
Yeah, it's, from looks of things, at the moment we've got there'll be a chicken curry and there's going to be beef stew as well with compliments.
No, Roman Ray, my Wooby doesn't have a hole in the middle for my head. It literally is designed to go with the US style kit. So it
literally goes inside, doesn't it?
Sling it over your shoulders. I did toy with
makes
actually
a great blanket.
Inserting one, but to be honest with you,
someone out there had someone make into a jacket?
There's a couple of people that have had Woobies made into jackets. Brilliant bit of kit.
That's all right. I'm sure Willow can pre-chew for you.
Yeah.
All hail the Woobie. Yeah. It's
I mean, at the end of the day,
yeah. I don't think it was D that I was thinking of, but I was there. Oh, fantastic! Excellent, kid.
So,
I love you.
That's pretty much the Woobie.
Your mousy picture, that's great.
And the great thing of that, I mean, not a bit funny, combined with the US Marine top.
John says they actually sell the Woobie jacket hoodies in the US.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's it, probably knows it. Good old US.
I tell you what, it makes it better, Katrina. Your after sun, always pick one with aloe vera in it and always keep it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Always keep it in the fridge because when you put it on your skin, the aloe vera is not so harsh on your sunburn, but also the fact that you kept it in the fridge, it's cooler on the skin for you. Just a little tip there.
Yeah. Yeah, the old smoker's jacket.
Lee, we've got a Temu version as well.
Yeah.
Which we did the comparison about.
Can't go wrong with the old Chinese fighting jacket.
Yeah. Did you used to have one? You had one that would come with your teddy. Yeah, you used to have a tank suit, a German one, Russian one. Sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like inside was like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Fur is a brown one.
That was a brilliant bit of kit. That really was. That was like a super fleece on the inside. Yeah, and even these, I mean, it's the same sort of thing. It's quite light, but that little bit of thermal barrier, it makes it into quite a comfortable.
Yeah, Falklands cold weather.
Yeah, Falklands cold weather kit. It's great.
Ray was saying he bought one that looks a lot smaller than the one you think. So he thinks he was stitched up. Well, hopefully it's.
Yeah.
I mean that one. Yeah, that one does look big. Raccoon skin hat and dungarees, like the matching stuff.
Yeah. Raccoon skin hat and dungarees, nothing wrong with that.
He used to he used to have a David Crockett false hat. It looks like a teddy bear.
I've lost
one,
it somewhere. Yeah. These are
I've got to catch
superb.
up with that Bull Roarer one.
You know, and again, they're one of those things that a lot of people don't. They get passed off quite often in the army surplus shops. People see them, they go very, very cheap, and they think, nah. But I tell you what, great addition to your pack, especially if you're travelling light and you just want that little warm layer in the bottom there. Brilliant bit.
Because they do a copy of them for the ladies for their horse riding. The ladies' riding jackets.
Oh yes, they certainly do. Those lovely ladies and their jumpers and their riding jackets. Yes.
Oh. Yeah, gillies. I used to when it's autumn time. I've got fleece gilly that I like.
Berghouse, your one, isn't it?
Yeah, sure it's Berghouse. Yeah, or Peter. No, I don't think it's a Peter Storm one.
Oh, no,
yeah. So you're all set then, Kitten? He's got booked into his thingy place.
Brilliant. Yeah, and obviously, the camp. So the camp is May the 16th to the 18th up in my woods.
There's 20 plus now. I think now it's 22. I think it is now.
Yeah, 22. Excellent. That'd be good. So I'm just going to pour out one of these blackberry spiced.
It sounded nice. It was only £1.50.
It smells nice.
I think that's one you could. It's a bit like we went to New Forest and we went to Burley, the Witchy Wind village, and there was a steam show on, and we had warm cider, didn't we? That was nice.
Well, it says on the bottle, just serve it warm or cold.
He's got a Magnus glass, but mine's got
elderflower
in it. Right. Oh, yeah, that's spicy.
Yeah, got a little bit of a spicy hit to it. Very nice. Ooh. That would be nice in the winter, served warm as a mulled drink. That would be really, really nice.
Yeah, that's
really, really nice. Yeah, so I do apologise. I didn't sit down and do much planning for tonight's chat, so I'm sort of relying on you guys. Thanks, Sticks. YouTube wouldn't let me write wrens and tits. Yeah.
Why is it you men get those little some of your eyebrow hairs that just go like that or around your glasses? It's weird.
I don't do it on purpose. I do not do it
Bill's
on
just saying about he's cut a 2-inch eyebrow hair this morning.
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
They're like little spider antennas.
What's worse than that, Bill, is when your dearly beloved reaches over, grabs it, and pulls it out, and
they will be. I believe there will be some lives from the camp. I think it's not only you going to be doing it, but other people as well, which will be quite nice.
There's going to be a live from the camp,
and he's promised he's going to do more.
I'm going to film more. I'm going to film more this time round.
That's it. Send it out.
Try and make a. Yeah, it does go haywire. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing, he's spinning around the woods and seeing all the different tents and hammocks. It's going to look like an invasion.
It's going to be a bit of fun. And again, this camp. So I'm going to do a bit of an in-depth video for this camp because another bit of land that somebody has suggested might be available to me. I want them to see the video and see what we do, how we do it. what we're about, and that way it makes it easy for me to explain to them what I'm intending to do with the bit of land off of them. It's one of those things. It's very easy to turn up somebody and say, yeah, I want to do wild camps in the woods and all the rest of it. Can I rent a bit of woods off you? This way I can actually go, right, this is what we're about. This is what we do. This is how it's done. This is how we set up. We get organised and that. And it shows the level of responsibility. It's one of the difficult things these days is actually trying to explain to people what you want to do. You know, if you owned the woods and you suddenly got some eager beaver turn up in front of you going, I want to lease your woods because I'm going to get all my mates up here. We're going to do camping and all the rest. I'd be a bit twitchy. But yeah, by being able to show them the video, hopefully that's going to give us the edge, and that will mean I would have access to another bit of woodland a bit further down the road.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Ben, John, you see that ladies go to get their eyebrows done, etc. See, you men just let the hair grow out your ears, eyebrows.
See, Sussex is going to be, and there's likewise, anybody that's coming that wants to do lives or videos, you're more than welcome. You crack on. The only thing I'll ask is obviously if you're doing it, just make sure that anybody you've got in shot is happy with that.
Yeah, because Janet was on, because Janet's is going to be at the camp, and she was saying, you know, she wants to do some filming as well, but obviously she'll make sure everyone's all right about it.
Yeah, just make sure those in the background or in shot are aware of what you're doing, and the other thing is, don't be frightened to turn around and people and go, hang on guys, can I just have a little bit quiet because I'm just doing a bit to camera. That's because people do wander around chatting, nattering and all the rest of it, and occasionally
naked.
Watch your edits, because occasionally somebody might be telling a joke or saying something that might cause offence to other people. It happens.
Yeah,
so again, if you have to do a reshoot, just say to them, hang on guys, be quiet, just do a reshoot.
Just be aware that other people might put it on a video that they might not necessarily want that on their video.
Exactly. You know, it's you know, when we do the Mooney competition, you know, it's not everybody wants to be involved in that. So, you know,
or Styx's early morning
naked yoga.
Yeah. You realise now we said that you're gonna have to do it, because everyone's gonna say, when's he gonna do it then? When's he gonna do it?
Oh, Styx is up before everybody else anyhow. It's if you're
that's all right. I know it is sad, Jess, but there's will go.
There'll be another one. So that's the other thing I must say to everybody is like, you know, if it's about an hour before sun up, you hear somebody moving around, it'll probably be Styx. Don't worry about it.
Dug out his full 58 pattern water bottle kit, including a heavy lid. Excellent.
Yeah, hashtags and ats. Yes. Kiwi. Yeah, quite important, mate. Quite important. Not essential. One of the ones I've taken to doing on all my videos, and anybody's more welcome to use them. So on my videos, when you come down through the boxes when you're uploading, one of the requirements is it's a license, and a standard license means it's yours, nobody else can use it. Or there is a second setting if you bring up the box and it says attributed, which means that anybody can use your piece of footage. They can take that, you know, if you've done something they think, oh, that's a great demonstration, I'd like to use that in my video, they can, but they have to attribute that to you, so you get the full credit for it. So in other words, it's a case that they then have to put it in their channel, their comments and all the rest of it, that this wasn't me, this was at so-and-so channel. And I've started doing that because, again, I've made my videos so that people can, in theory, use it, show it. I've had people say to me, can I use that video, that bit of footage, can I show that at our scouts? Do you mind me using that for teaching them? Do you mind me using that to show so-and-so? Yeah, not a problem, use it.
I'll hopefully doing some more, but at the moment, you've been struggling with your stuff, so me having to put it on him as well to help me do some of mine. Then I've had to put it on the back burner for a while, but I will at some point be doing some more.
Yeah, Yeah,
it's definitely again, Sussex. You hear the sound. It's like Blazing Saddles, the campfire scene.
Yeah,
just be careful. You're all standing around the fire doing it, you know, because the fireplace is like a little bit raised, and some people will still be in their beds. They don't want to get napalmed while you getting up in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, and Kaz got me a couple of a new bit of kit. Came this
oh
week.
Yeah. We've got a couple of it now.
Another bit of cast iron.
Look at that.
Nice little skillet.
Yeah, that's. It does say it's been already seasoned, but he seasoned it again.
Yeah, I doubled up the seasoning. Give it a good clean down and then seasoned it with oil that I'm happy to use. So again, if you're getting a bit of cast iron for the first time, hot water soak it and literally boiling water from the kettle into it. Obviously you want to put warm water in there first, bring the metal up to temperature, put boiling water in it and let the oil that's in there rise out.
Jess, they're from Temu. He's got the taller one and he's got another one similar to that, but it's got the handle on it. They're a Temu. Only thing is it will take more than the 7 days. It usually takes about 3 weeks to come because I think these went through Kazakhstan, Poland, then went through Germany till it actually got to the UK. But I think the skillet was £12, the flat one, and the saucepan one. I said we got one with a wooden handle as well, so they're not bad.
Yeah, I love me the cast iron.
They do everything, like the ones with lids, wooden lids, with the metal lids. They do the Dutch ovens. So yeah,
I do love a bit of cast iron. It does cook nice. And again, like I say, when you first get it, I know they say they've seasoned it already. What I tend to do is hot water soak it, rise the oil out that they've used because you don't know what it is. Get it out of there, give it a nice treatment with a high temperature oil, something like canola I like. So basically what I do is a little bit of canola oil in the bottom into the oven, up to 150 slowly, then take it up to 200, let it sit for 5 minutes. So literally till the oil starts smoking, then turn the oven off and just let the oil cool or let the oven cool. And the basic what it does, it just opens up all the pores in that iron, that cast iron. The oil soaks into the pores, and as it cools, it holds it in there. You take it out, give it a wipe round, and it's ready to go.
John would like to know the Wok pot fit. Would the Wok pot fit onto a Tangier 27? These are the thing with those Temu ones. They're a good weight, but they're not stupidly heavy. Sometimes you find the ones that are not great are really, really heavy or really, really light. He's going to try for you. He's going to do a demonstration. Yeah. Hi, Sun Moon. Do you own a Dutch Army bivvy bag?
I own a British Army bivvy bag and a US.
So no, he's got the US and he's got the. Did you say the? Which one did you say again?
British.
He's got British and American, but not the Dutch.
That fits on there. Absolutely lovely. There you go, John. Absolutely spot on, and it's nice and stable as well. So
that's actually, really fits nicely, doesn't it?
It's almost like it was made for it. So hopefully that answers your problem there, your question there, and even the skillet, the small skillet.
Yeah.
You could sit over that.
It's the other way, Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
It's the same diameter at the end of the day. There you go.
Sun Moon would like to know, what's the big bivvy bag set up from mat to sleeping bag?
What's
your bivvy bag set up from mat to sleeping bag?
Oh, right. My bivvy bag setup is simplest. Okay, roll mat, bivy bag, roll mat outside a bivy bag, protects the bivy bag from the ground, and it is literally just a foam roll mat. Yeah, sleeping bag inside it, into that. Tactical system, basically what you would use in the military, what you would use in civilian life. It works. Personally, my camp system is usually, if I can, it's a hammock. Okay, I prefer a hammock with a top. But so yeah, let's go through this basically.
And you got another. I'll write that. Disney cow. I'll put that to ask him in a minute.
So Mickey, basic basher setup. Right, back to a military style of doing things. So basically, underneath, roll mat, bivy bag on top of roll mat, sleeping bag inside a bivy bag, then a tarp over the top. Yeah, you can't go wrong. And you can, I mean, I've bivy bagged plenty of times with no tarp at all. Quite often it's like, do I need the tarp? It's only a bit of light rain. The bivy bag's there to keep the moisture off. So yeah, you don't, it's not an absolute requirement. But as I got older, bear in mind I'm 60 now, and
you didn't live in a
yeah, you know, I get the aches and pains for fun, for pleasure. I really do enjoy a hammock. I find it a bit more comfortable on the old bones, supports the back a bit better.
Right.
But if I had to go, yeah, bivy bag, that's how I do it.
Right, Disney Carl said, what's your go-to lunch out on the trail if you were doing overnight backpacking?
Overnight backpacking and lunch out, oh God, that varies.
We start.
Yeah, there's so many ways.
You're welcome, Sunday.
There's so many ways you can do it. I suppose the most essential thing is...
Well, you did your own...
Yeah, ration pack.
Ration pack.
Yeah.
When you did your own ones.
I suppose...
34 in the house. Woohoo!
It's simple. Keep it simple, keep it easy. Things like noodles are great. Noodles have got a good calorific value, but they don't have a lot of way in vitamins and minerals. But then you can add to that a bit of vegetable, a bit of meat, or something like that. You can cook it all down in that. It's light, it's easy to carry, it's simple. I mean, the 24-hour.
He's already lending that one out on Frank Huey. Sorry.
I made a 24-hour ration pack using the box and the French ration pack. It's 3,000 calories. So if you were looking at hiking and that, it's not really, this is more of a tactical thing, sort of thing to throw into the vehicle as an emergency kit. But again, you could take the basics of it into a hiking kit.
The back video for this one, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, the main thing really with your hiking kit is to keep it as light as you can. And a lot of people I seem to watch seem to actually end up going too light. Maybe it's because I'm an old boy and I like my scoff, but I want to feel filled up at the end of the day. I don't want to just have a slab of noodles heated in water and that, because that wouldn't fill me up. It wouldn't sustain me. So there you go, my 24-hour ration pack. So very, very quickly, because a lot of people have already seen this. Backpacks there, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whiteners, sugars. Yeah, enough for the day. I've got a breakfast pack there. So Quaker oats, a coffee bag, and some sugars. Okay. My midday meal is a cup of soup, a pepperami, and an energy bar. And then we come down to my evening meal in this one, which is a Korean style street food.
And that's a cook in a bag one.
You can boil in the bag with that. Yeah, you don't have to microwave it. Yeah. So that's noodles, spices, bit of vegetables and the rest of it. And just to bulk it out for the protein, a tin of
burgers.
Boiling the tin burgers. These are
you
burgers
can put that
gravy.
in there.
Yeah.
You?
So you could chop those up, put them straight into that bag, or you could just cook them in that separately. And then on top of that, munchies, nibbles. And don't ever forget the munchies and nibbles. Things like trail mix. You can make those up yourself. You please don't go and buy packs of trail mix. It's just exorbitant. Go into things like the pound shop and that.
Yeah, we were thinking.
Go to or bakery sections and buy the bananas, dried apricots.
Simon said you should do run a training camp for everyone to makes it too complicated.
Yeah, a couple of cheap little nibbles. Just these are all that's just morale.
Oh, that's and the little Robinson.
Yeah, and these Robinson's minis. So in that there are 20 squashes for a beaker of squash. So if you want to flavour your water after you've purified it, if you're using Puritabs and that, it tastes absolutely gopping.
Love black pudding.
A squirt of that in it, absolutely brilliant. And then don't forget in your kit, and I've seen it so many times, some wipes. You're gonna need to clean your hands. Some toilet tissue, okay.
With matches.
Lastly, or second to last and not least, whatever your favourite toffee or sweetie is, right? A handful of them. Again, it's a morale thing. They're great energy, and it's a great deal of morale. There is nothing worse than having a really bad day out on the trail and think to yourself, I've had enough of this, I'm fed up. You know, sometimes just being able to have a toffee, something like that, whatever you enjoy, is a pickup, and it will help you get through the situation of the day. I'm an ex-smoker. I have my nicotine pouches, so again, I throw my nicotine pouches in there so that I've got those supplies. Even if I was still a smoker, and don't get me wrong, I do like the odd cigar. Hint, got the camp coming up. I do like the odd cigar. Hint. No, sorry, I'm that's wrong of me.
Yes, it is. That. Yes,
but I do like the odd cigar.
Yeah, you got to get your brown sauce.
Yeah, a little drop of brown sauce. But again, even if you're a smoker, I suggest if you're doing a lot of hiking, walking, travelling, and that, that's something worth investing in. Because if for some reason your tobacco, your papers, your cigarettes get wet, going through that nicotine craving out in the field is absolute hell, on top of all the other problems you've got. These are waterproof. They're lightweight. They take no weight at all. In fact, the packs, when you've used them, are brilliant for putting kit in. Sling that in your kit. One of those tucked in between your gum and your lip is going to give you the nicotine you want, and that's going to help you get through that situation.
Simon says he's going to roll you one on his thigh for you. your cigars. Yeah. I thought that was supposed to be rolled on. You said it's rolled on the thighs of virgins.
Well, it's one of those interesting things, isn't it? It's we're in a society now where not so many people smoke, but once upon a time, everybody smoked. Everybody. I mean, when I was a boy, everybody smoked, and even lefty. In military rations, you got an issue of cigarettes actually supplied to you, because they understood that if you are a smoker, in a high-stress situation, not getting that nicotine is going to make you even worse. And this isn't me saying, oh, you ought to smoke, because it's definitely not. I'm an anti-smoker. I try not to. Don't start smoking, kids. Don't make me come out there.
The worst ones are always the ex-smokers, aren't they?
Yeah, but again, it's, you know, it's one of those things. I see a lot of people doing ration packs, survival kits, and all the rest of it. I very rarely see people turn around and hit that thing. That if you're a smoker, make sure you've got a supply of nicotine with you. And if you don't want to do these, even the little Nicorette, I think tablets or sprays and things like that, just so that it helps you deal with that situation. And again, likewise, your meds, right? Whatever meds you've got, make sure.
What made you think say that, Lefty? I've never seen it. I hope your your steroid injection is still helping you.
Yeah,
it's been like rocket fuel for him. He's been out in the garden cutting the grass and that.
So, was it Lee Michaels Havana? Yeah, I used to like Havana cigars. Do you know one that you can't get in the UK anymore? I've looked high and low. You can't find them. Old Port used to be a cigar that had a little plastic bit you like mouthpiece, but they were dipped in port, flavoured in port. Absolutely lovely cigar. These days, my thing is, I'm a big fan of No, Henry Winterman's the half Coronas.
Cigar Leals.
Yeah. Cigarellos. Yeah, don't mind them. And occasionally, over the years, I managed to get my hand on a Churchill or
I would say, the amount of these that you get through, you could make yourself a flipping enclosure out of these. You see people that put all the bottles.
Yeah.
And made a wall of bottles. I swear, like that, you could.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it?
Put them up on the end, and then you could have it be breathable. But
I mean, that's the other thing, isn't it? And all your stuff that you have that you use through the day. So you got a little tub like that.
Yeah, my granddad used to drink
sealable, waterproof. So it's another little tub for Vaseline or meds or anything you need to carry, because it's light, it's simple. Chuck it in your kit. Chuck it in your kit. It's worth having with you. Waterproof matches, whatever you want.
Hi, Cookie. My granddad used to drink Smoke Players No. 6. Is it? Is it the dark blue or turquoisey? Yeah.
Players.
Half Corona. Yeah, you just start the little ones, do the little.
Yeah, I do like a half Corona. When we were in France a few years back, we were doing the beaches tour. Walked through a lovely little village out there. Bear in mind it's the EU, which set all the rules on you don't display cigarettes and tobacco and that. And walked into a little shop, and it was a tobacconist's, and everything was on display. And in my very poor French, I managed to explain to the woman, could I have a packet of Henry Wintermans? And she reached back, got them down for me, handed me this packet of Henry Wintermans. I put them in my pocket, paid for them. They weren't that expensive, and off I went.
You would have got one. I'm sure you went back and got another one because they were quite cheap, weren't they?
Walking down the street, took one out, and they weren't a half Corona, they were a full Corona. So they were about that long, but they were a good thick cigar. Beautiful cigar. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a good advice. Oh, Colts were great wine tipped, Jason said. Yeah. Ooh, sounds fancy. That's Lee Mark said, bit of advice, check your waterproof matches once in a while.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yes. Yeah. And that's the other thing, is your kit, your gear. You can pack it away, but you just check on it regularly. Even stuff I've backpacked, I will get it out, give it a visual, make sure it's okay. Just tiny little bit of moisture in there, and it can destroy it very, very easily. Like we talked, I said on the video the other day, your gear, don't put your gear up and just forget it. Get it down on a regular basis. Set a day aside if need be, or an afternoon to just say, right, I'm going through all my kit, pull it all out.
Yeah, because sometimes you go out and you might view something and you think, oh, when I get back, I'll redo it. But you don't have time when you get back, and that time goes. And next time you take your bag out, that one thing that's missing might be the one thing that you really, really needed. So
I can't say the amount of sleeping bags over the years I've seen guys on exercise pull a sleeping bag out, roll it out, and it's rotted. Just bad admin. Just bad admin. As soon as I get back, roll it out, air it out.
Sorry, that El Croc, his connection is bad. He's about half an hour behind the stream now.
Hey, El Croc, not a problem, mate. Still glad to have you here. In fact, what we'll do, we'll all stop for 30 minutes, let you catch up.
Oh,
yeah.
So flavours are good. So kids were able to get them.
I don't know why kids will be buying. It's funny how people come up with these laws, isn't it? Yeah, can't have a flavoured cigar. It might entice children. How many children do you really think are going to smoke a cigar? Cigars are a bit of an acquired taste.
Yeah,
it tends to be a bit.
You'd be ill, wouldn't you?
Yeah, a bit of a maturity thing. In actual fact, I think most kids, if they were forced to smoke a Henry Winterman's full Corona from one end to the other in one sitting, they would never smoke again for the rest of their life.
Funny enough, Kiwi, round here, they don't. We notice it more and more. The kids are not smoking, and they're not really. They went for a stage of the vaping, but now it's you hardly.
Yeah. In fact, even that's dying to death now.
Yeah,
vaping, like people are going off of it. It's quite interesting. Fads and fashions, isn't it? It's what looks cool, and there seems to be at the moment.
Yeah, can't afford it.
The cool thing at the minute seems to be all about fitness. And so they're all like,
I mean, energy drinks. Now that is the problem.
Yeah.
All these monsters and drinks and that they always on it.
All handy, all helpful in the right situation, but not something to do every day. And
how can they expect to sleep?
It's like, yeah, Lee Michelle said, started smoking cigars as a child thanks to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, he didn't help.
Oh, blimey, that's terrible. Yeah, we ain't got none of that.
Yeah, well, beef carver, same thing here. Over here, less and less vapes now. You know, a year ago, 2 years ago, everywhere you looked, there was everybody who seemed to see how to vape in their hand. Now,
whenever you go into the supermarkets and the shops, that's it. These nicotine patches, well, they're not, they're pouches, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're everywhere, and they've got all sorts of different flavours. And
so basically, for anybody that doesn't know, right, so all these are.
Oh, wow.
It's a little pouch like that. And there is no tobacco in it at all. There is absolutely zero tobacco in it. All it is a flavouring and a slow release measure of nicotine, and it's a set measure. So basically, instead of putting something in your mouth, and I'm not saying these are the answer to everything, and I'm not saying these in 10 years aren't going to be found to be causing problems in some way or manner, because anything you put in your body is going to be a problem. But it's just basically down between my gum and my lip, and it's like you would have done chew or something like that.
Island Jason was saying that you have to go to the pharmacist for the nicotine pouches, and they aren't flavoured either.
No? Oh, mate, gutted.
Because I mean, they're going on these pouches. They're going on the same thing as the vapes. You've got fruity ones and
the interesting thing is, so that company really kicked it off. Okay, and they are Norwegian. Okay, Norway has some of the strictest pharmaceutical rules in the world. Like, you can't get paracetamol, you can't get ibuprofen, you've got to go chemists and register for it. And so they brought these out because they had a massive smoking problem in Norway. It's a dark country, 6 months a year for a start. And this company started producing these, and they noticed that it actually cut the amount of smokers in Norway by a third in the first 2 years, because a lot of people that smoke regularly don't want to smoke regularly. We all know the damage it does us. And I've been a smoker my entire life, and I still do enjoy the occasional cigar. However, I didn't want to be smoking every day. I didn't want to be walking around with that roll up stuck to my lip every single day. I knew I had to start doing something to help my life. So switching over to those has helped my breathing, it's helped my energy levels, it's helped my lungs clear themselves out a little bit, but I'm still getting my nicotine, which is good for the brain, it's good for the body, it helps me stay calm, level and sensitive rather than just going cold turkey.
Yeah,
but it also means I can have the occasional cigar.
Yeah, beef carver. Yeah, we were saying you don't see youngsters smoking.
Yeah.
And CBD, I used to get the CBD oil, but it's a small little, like a eye drop bottle size, was 50 quid. And I mean, CBD oil is great for that. I'm yet to try the gummies, but
Red Band when they were 80p a packet. I can remember my first pack of Marlboro was about that.
I bet you, beef carver. We saw a little old lady, she spent 80 quid on fags.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what?
It is.
Yeah.
And if I could, in all honesty, if I could. No,
I need it.
I enjoy the occasional cigar. I really do actually enjoy the occasional cigar, and I enjoy it all the more that I'm not actually smoking regularly. So it allows me to still have that treat. It still allows me to get the nicotine. Yeah, in reality, I should give it up entirely. But
I think it's probably about the same here now, Island Jason.
Yeah.
No, they're not really the kids. When you get to like the 20-year-olds, that's when they start smoking.
Yeah.
Stuff, but it's more the sort of adults.
Yeah.
Around here. But yeah, those CBD oil. I used to put it on drops on my tongue, and we went somewhere for a meet, not meeting, a
bike club, wasn't it?
bike club meet, and someone saw me. He goes, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, it's CBD oil, just the drops to help with my arthritis." And he goes, "Oh, can I try some?" He was sure that he was getting the munchies. You can't, because they haven't got that.
Yeah,
that
no
in them.
THC in it.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it's right. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3
Simon,
months.
not a problem there, mate. Everybody's got their own thing. Now, I'm not a judgmental person.
No.
Do you know what? Everybody does their own thing. And if it works for you, good on it. Good on it. Yeah.
I mean, I just wish that it was they could make some of these things a bit more available to people that with certain illnesses and that.
Yeah. It's everybody does their own thing, and as long as you're an adult, you're informed.
Yeah.
And that I've no judgment to it.
Beef, how did you do yours? Because you tried the patches, but they kept coming off. I actually woke up one morning with one of these nicotine pouches on my arse. It was stuck to my butt cheek. It migrated in the night.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy.
Yeah. Everybody has their thing, and if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
It's like with alcohol and anything else. It's when it takes over. That's when you got to say to yourself, "I need to rein it back." But again, I'm not judgmental to anything. I mean, that's
anything that gets you, takes away your pain, and that, yeah.
Yeah, if it takes away your pain, if it helps you through the day, yeah, it's cool.
You tried the gum as well, didn't you? And that ended up you used to get ulcers in the roof of your mouth all the time.
Yeah, it used to give me ulcers.
But, well, for the looks of today, perhaps summer is coming. Although in the UK they keep saying that in the next week or so we've got high temperatures coming this week, but they still keep on about this snow bomb. Now, it did snow the other day in south of France and off the UK, so
yeah, but they also, the Daily Mirror the other day was saying, shock horror heat wave. It's going to get to 22 degrees for 3 days. 22 degrees.
It's not good.
I like 22 degrees. That's nice for me. I'll take that. I'll have that. But again, newspapers, media, they're shock horror. It's
the Mirror will keep saying, "Oh, devastating news as famous musician dies," and you look at the name and you go, "Who?"
Yeah. Or such and such is dead, and then you look it up and it turns out he's not. He's actually bouncing around still quite happily. But that sold papers that day, so they're happy.
Jason's saying it's 24 degrees at 107 here. We're burning alive.
Nice.
Well, it's supposed to be this week. It's supposed to be getting warmer, Jess. So you should be lucky, my love.
Yeah. Well,
I'm on
actually at the moment 15. It's in the evening, so we are at 21:08, 9:08 in the evening. It's 15 degrees C and partly cloudy. Nice, nice, comfortable. I'm in a t-shirt, got the windows open, curtains pulled back for the first live of this year. Quite pleasant. Quite enjoyable.
Cookie, he went to Guildford B&Q today. Got funny looks after the staff after I bought 3 bottles of bioethanol from my stove. They don't understand, do they? Don't understand.
Cookie, yeah. They don't get it. It's like you got to have it. You need it.
So local weather news now. Yeah. Yeah.
So local news there now. Says we have another. Welcome to the Party Media. Yeah. You're right there, John. It's a definite case of they, tell you what they want you to hear.
Yeah, that's Stealth was saying. He said that years ago it was like 28 and 29. I remember it was 32, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we went to a local lakes, and we actually went to a part of the river, and we sat in the river nearly all day, didn't we?
Yeah, it's nice and cool.
Yeah, but they're saying, and he said, how can they say it's getting warmer?
It's not.
No,
it's not. Look at the ambient temperatures and that, and follow the ambient temperatures. What it is doing. And coming from a farming background, I can tell you this for a fact, because everybody I know in the family
it was,
and in the farming community is actually saying, although it's been quite a cold spring, it's not been wet. The rainfall levels haven't been there compared to what we've had in previous years.
Yeah, Simon, it was the little pond. If we get to the car park, come round past the lake, the little lake, to go into the car park, there's a turning on the right. You go down there, and we walked down and under a bridge, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the sands as well.
Yeah, I know the sands.
We've been all around there, because there's a byway across Frensham Common, isn't there?
I know the sands very, very well, Simon.
Yeah.
Yes. So everybody that comes to the camp.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, we were saying exactly the same thing, Lee. I said to him, last night, it felt like November.
Yeah.
It was bloody freezing last night.
Yeah, John's saying it swings over 100 degrees F every year. Just normal change for us every 6 months. Yeah, it is.
It's the way of taxing, yeah.
The weather goes in 25-year cycles. Okay, moves forward and back through the seasons. It's quite natural. The same summers that we're having now are the summers that we were having in the 50s. Okay, so when you look back historically at different periods and that, it hasn't really changed that much. We get the occasional day that's a lot hotter, or we may get the occasional winter's day that's a lot colder. But when they sit there and they go, oh, there's a big freeze coming, and it just get a bit of sleep for 2 days. Big freeze?
But when you're...
Big freeze is like we had back in 68, where it dropped below minus 15 for 3 months.
I remember June and July, when I was at school, you baked, didn't you? You said, I'm trying to find somewhere on the green, on the fields and that, to get shade.
Was that in school when you were a naughty girl? You used to get in trouble for having the split in your skirt too high.
No, that was the day I left.
Oh, right.
I wasn't a naughty girl then. I was very quiet.
Yeah, see, right until her last day at school, she was a good girl.
I actually went to school. I went to school with a studded belt around my waist, a split skirt, and I wore makeup for the first time. And everyone said, "You look so evil." I thought I should have done that years ago. And actually, lot would have stopped bullying me.
Hey, Mac, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I remember trudging to school in snow all the time for a week or so, and don't buy it now.
Yeah, so I don't. I
because they actually told us that in years to come that the UK, you will not be able to grow roses because they won't grow here.
Yeah, and I'm still growing roses.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of hoo-ha, and again, it's like the whole electric thing. So I'm doing a bit of research into charging station cooling at the moment. Purely simply because somebody mentioned to me the gases that were used and generated in the cooling and recharging of battery cells and that. And I do a little bit about lead acid and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
but I didn't know a lot about lithium. And you know what? The more I read into it, the more I'm horrified that there are actually gases that are 20,000 times more toxic than CO being released by these stations and by batteries on lithium batteries
and the stuff on lemons.
And again, yes, today just in the last couple of days, my mum asked me to look into something for a shoot. Girl, she got some lemons and she was reading the packet. She was trying to find out if they were organic. and it had a chemical on it, and this chemical is banned throughout the world, other than in the EU and Great Britain. And it's banned everywhere else because it's carcinogenic and it's a loading chemical. So it's one of those that builds up in your system. But it's an antifungicidal, and they spray the fruit. It turns out a lot of fruit and vegetables with it to stop fungus growth, whilst they're shipping them all around the world to sell them here.
And we've got to put it in our flipping. It's great. Our lemon into our.
And that's what my mum said. She said for the last sort of 70 years of my life, I've been making lemon cakes and grating lemon peel into it, only to find out that I'm grating a bloody toxin in as well.
Yeah, and so one of my things, when I used to drink vodka and lime, I used to always eat the slice of lemon out of it, peel and all.
So I'm starting to look into these things a little bit more. Although I'm going to try not to get all conspiracy theory about it, but again, the world is manipulated by the people in power to keep them in power and to keep us under control. And quite often, control is caused or maintained through fear. I've personally, I don't care what anybody else's politics are, their belief systems. I don't trust any politician from any side at all. They're all people in power that have got themselves in power because they want to be powerful. I was told as a young man, never trust somebody who craves power.
Hi, Lions.
And I don't, because I don't see them doing things for us unless it's actually giving them a pat on the back. So, yeah, that's my political view to it all.
Well, going on the weather sort of thing, we've got some more solar bits coming, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we need the sunshine to charge them up.
Yeah, I'm looking at, again, says he's just having a rant about solar and electrical. Yeah. But again, we all rely on electrical, so I'm trying out a couple of cheap solar panel alternatives just to see how they go for charging things like phones and cameras and battery packs and that.
Yeah, Lions Fix It shop is in. He hasn't missed it this time.
Welcome, Lions.
Yes, pull up a chair, pull it up. Yeah, pull up the chair.
It's I just don't. I get fed up. You turn the news on, and I don't care which one it is from anywhere in the world. They're all I'm just doing it for the love of it. No, you're not. You strived. You worked hard. You clawed your way to the top of your pile to be the man in charge because you want to be the man in charge. That is a craving of power over other people. Right? Now, you've got to have leaders in the world. The last leader that I've read anything about that I've really got any consideration was back actually in the 1800s, when certain politicians, because of their own religious beliefs and so forth, started saying things like, we can't stick kids up the chimneys anymore. That's just wrong when you think about it. Oh, workhouses? Yeah, can't really do that. And do you know what? We can't rework people for 23 hours a day. They need to have a bit of kip. Yeah, might make them work a bit better in the meantime. That's the last time anybody actually really cared and thought about us.
Aye, you got a federal election.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Pip the Younger, yeah. Yeah. So, Jason, if it's going to separate, how does that stand? Does it become two separate Canadas, each with their own identity, or is that going to be like Ireland separating, like Wales separating from England?
Who knows?
Well, I hope it's peaceful, whatever it is. I hope people don't go stupid with it. That's the scary thing, isn't it? This is in this world today. There are fanatics on all sides that just want to stir stuff up for again so that they can climb the ladder. I don't trust any of them, to be honest with you.
Brilliant cookies. He's got his holiday approved for the camp weekend.
Oh, fantastic!
He said, "Okay, he changed my diet recently." Like we were just saying about the whole fireside thing in I'm trying to film now. Blazing Saddles, I said the main fire is sort of lifted up, so just be careful if you've
Cookie. If you've got any, because Saturday night we try and do a bit of scoff for people and that. If you've got any particular,
well, it was going to be a chicken curry and a beef stew.
Yeah.
But if there's any, obviously we've got any vegetarians, we'll have to know beforehand.
Let me know beforehand, and we will endeavour. I'm not going to promise anything, but we will try and sort something out for you. So again, it's about.
So you only need to feed yourself. You come on Saturday night is covered. It's just Sunday morning.
If you don't mind a curry or a beef stew, pretty much all you've got to sort yourself out for is the Saturday through the day. The Saturday evening, we'll try and sort out a meal. And hopefully we cover as many tastes as possible. And obviously for your Sunday, for your breakfast and so on. So other than that, kettles will be boiling. Standing orders in mixed camp, kettles will be boiling at all times. Yeah. It's
of course you can. You got a trick, you can have both if you want.
You can have a bit of both. That's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Yeah,
because you've got to try both.
I would have dearly loved to do another Moroccan lamb, but as I pointed out, Jason, with 20-some odd people coming,
and like £30
we'd ended up having half a sheep roasting over the fire, which might have taken a little bit longer than we wanted. So, so again, trying to keep it simple and sweet.
Yeah, hopefully there's going to be lots of video. I think everyone's going to be doing their own videos, and there'll be a joint video and some lives as well. So
that's it, and in futures to come, hopefully that's also going to help me try and promote my Mick experience. So again, I don't want to run a teaching thing on that. But as and when I decide to become self-employed and set up my own thing, one of the things I'm going to be doing is experiences where I hopefully take people out into the woods, give them a wild camping experience, teach them some tricks and tips, and help them on their path to enjoying our birthright. And again, it is our birthright, no matter where you are in this world, that those trees, that ground, that soil, those rivers, those lakes, those hills, those mountains, those sacred places are your birthright. It was here before anybody actually claimed it, and it's going to be here long after many of those are gone. So it's about getting out there and enjoying it.
So can he assist as an instructor of one tribe? Because Simon was saying you should do your different sorts of thing food wise, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whole pig in a pit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, Jason knows the Muddy Ruts, the foodie. He because he's a chef, he can get hold of the old thing for doing the old.
There's only one thing better than a pig in a pit. That's a goat in a pit. Oh, I do love a bit of goat. Bit of slow cooked goat in a hangy. Oh, damn, that's just fine.
Exactly, Simon.
Fine eating.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing something. A couple other bits to go. That's going to be a lot of squirrels.
Yeah. Squirrel curry. There's a few squirrels down there.
But you wouldn't even get a teaspoon each.
If you want to knock up a squirrel curry, you can do. I don't want any arguing over the drumsticks.
Yeah. Well, he's got one more paw than I got.
So the cooking squirrel, there's so many ways to cook squirrel, but the toughest one I found is the barbecue ribs.
No, Jason. It's foxes a bit like badgers over here. This is one of the things that people don't really eat.
No, well, fox itself is quite a pungent meat, but again,
I do.
if you go back a couple of 100 years, people they weren't choosy. They took the protein that they could get.
Dee's in the garage with mother.
Hola, Dee.
Hello, Mum.
Hiya, Mum. How you doing? Showing the new guitar cases. Oh yeah. So Dee's mum's fantastic lady. I've been lucky enough to talk to her face to face. Absolutely stunning, beautiful, intelligent, and clever woman.
And she produced a very nice son.
Yeah. And when I finally get to America, I'm going to hug her like you wouldn't believe. I am going to give her such a squeeze like the long lost son I am. Yeah, so like I say, squirrels, barbecue squirrels, fine, but the ribs, barbecuing the ribs, it's just a nightmare.
I found a good recipe from Moroccan lamb. We were watching a program a couple of years back about French Foreign Legion, and they were making. I nicked their recipe.
Yeah.
There used to be a man famously on Dartmoor.
Yeah.
I said Davis Domore, and he used to go around picking up the roadkill.
So things like badgers. So back in the 1920s, really was I think when it died out. They used to. Prior to that, they used to eat badger ham. So if you think of the size and shape of a badger, they would kill a whole badger, obviously gut it, clean it, skin it, and all the rest of it, but then smoke the whole thing. Okay, they would literally smoke it like you would a ham. And that will keep poor families going all throughout the winter. And then it's quite interesting because it's a mustelid. It's a relation to the bear. And again, people in the UK and Europe don't realise that you can eat bear. And in a lot of places, bear's quite an acceptable and quite an enjoyable meat. But
the bovine TB, it's like before people were saying, if they've got signs that they destroy the cattle if they've got a reactor, but it might not necessarily mean to say they got it.
Yeah,
and the meat is still edible, but they don't.
Yeah,
the whole animal.
Bovine TB is non-transferable to human beings. Right, first thing to know. Second thing to know is badgers don't give cattle TB as in they've got TB and transmit it. What happens with badgers is the same thing as with deer, foxes, rabbits, and other wild animals, is as they travel through their territory, they pick up the TB-infected saliva on their fur, and they transmit that TB into other fields. Now, the issue I have there is
a lot of the time it's deer, not badgers that are doing it, isn't it?
The issue I have there, and I can understand. Don't get me wrong, I'm behind dairy farmers and cattle farmers that sit there and say, I need to eradicate the badgers on my farm. I'm behind them 100% there because I can understand and I've seen the despair and the destruction that disease will cause. What annoys me is our so-called leaders don't put any money into researching a way of inoculating, not the badgers, because let's be honest here, capture every badger and give injections impossible.
Deer.
What you need is an inoculation for the cattle, which was researched on years ago and was worked out, and they worked out it could be done. And there was, in one of the papers, somebody worked out that if you inoculated through 3 generations, by the 4th generation, you would have developed a natural resistance. But they don't want to do that because it's a lot easier just to turn around to a farmer and say, well, we think, and this is the cruel thing, we think your cattle might have TB, so sorry, off to slaughter with it.
Isn't it in the EU? They still eat them.
Yeah.
But we're not allowed.
Yeah, it's
no, there's no way you're stopping a cow from doing that.
Well,
yeah, they put the effort into stopping that, but yeah.
Well, they keep on about how much gas that cows emit, And I'm like, yeah, fine, I get that. I do know that. However, how much gas does a single aircraft crossing the Atlantic emit? Way much more than the cattle. So yeah, what you're going to do?
Look out across the fields and see the sheep and the cattle.
I grew up in a dairy farm or in dairy farming land and around dairy farms and that, and I've got a lot of love and interest for cattle and cattle farming, and I also know how tough it is, how small the margins are for the dairyman and the meat producer, how difficult they are, and how they're on a knife edge. At the moment in the UK, every 6 months, a TB test. So, I don't know if any of you know, but TB tests. So basically, the vet turns up, all the cattle go through a race, and they're given 2 injections. All right, they're not TB; they're there to cause a reaction. If the cow has TB, it develops a lump. This lump, if it's above a certain measurement, that animal is decreed possibly, and this is the bit that pisses me off, possibly TB positive. In which case, the farmer can no longer sell, move, produce from his farm for 6 months. Then he has to have another test, and then after that test, he has to then have another test. So he has to go through pretty much 8 months of worry, concern, where he can't make a living.
Can't move them off into the
that cow, that animal, is taken straight to slaughter. It gets a blue tag, it goes straight to slaughter, and at slaughter, a vet comes in, examines the animal's carcass, looks for traces of TB, and if no TB is found, the farmer is told, yeah, you can sell that meat from the slaughterhouse, there's no TB found. However, the farm is still under a TB restriction. Even though it's found to be a negative, a false indicator, which is quite common, that farm is now still screwed. And I don't know what the reason is behind it. You can work it out for yourself, but it just, for small farmers, people that are already struggling, quite often that's the end of it. That's the farm done, you know. So I really think there needs to be more money, more research into being able to inoculate cattle. Farmers will tell you they're happy to pay for an inoculate. If somebody could come up with a jab for their cattle once a year that would take that away from them, they would happily pay for it.
Because we follow Farmer P, and he had to his bull. He had a lovely bull he had for 2 years, didn't he? And he had to go with that.
Yeah, and that come back as a negative, didn't it? So it's, again, it's one of those things. They take the easy options always. And don't get me wrong,
we need sort of well fighting. It's not that it's the when they blow through the blowhole, it's supposed to be rank.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Was it Silence of the Lambs or quite you? Yeah. So that's my rant about farming.
But your cowslip video did well.
Yeah, I was quite gobsmacked by that. I didn't think that would do particularly well, but yeah, a lot of people were pleased to see.
I was able to share that both the flowers and the leaves are edible.
Yeah.
The flowers actually taste like lemon. They got a citrusy sort of taste to them.
Make wine.
The leaves can be cooked like spinach.
Yeah.
And if you drink a tea made of the flowers and the leaves, it's good for bronchitis, asthma, and what's the other one? Bronchitis, asthma, insomnia. That's the other one.
Yeah, Jess, I see what you're saying there. Would there be a problem with the contents of the cattle jab being transferred to the meat and causing people potential harm? Yeah, there'd have to be a lot of testing and research into it. But the answer is that they're giving us at the moment is, let's eradicate the badgers. Okay, there is another push to exterminate badgers in Great Britain. And I meet and know a lot of dairy farmers that go, I don't want badgers on my farm. And people say things like, well, stick a fence around it. Well, a badger will climb a fence quite happily. I've seen a badger climb a brick wall. They're incredible animals, immensely strong. You won't stop them. They've been following set paths, routes, and that for thousands of years. You won't alter their attitude there. But it's just a shame that they get labelled as the devil in the disguise. However, the truth of the matter is, from a practical point of view, if you exterminate every badger in Britain now, you will still have bovine TB, but it will be being spread by the deer and the foxes. So what do you do next? How far do you take this? Yeah. And as a very, very good farming friend of mine has pointed out a number of times, he said, ramblers. He said, bloody ramblers walk across 20 different fields and farms, pick up TB on their boots and their clothing and walk it into my farm. He said, so where does it end?
They don't stick to the path?
Yeah, where does it end? So it's a difficult
one. They can just, when they want to get a lick on, they can.
Yeah.
And it's quite a big butt.
Yeah.
It's disappearing away. You can't miss a badger's arse.
And that animal is pure muscle. From literally the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail, he's pure muscle. They are incredibly strong animals, absolutely, and they're amazing animals.
Well, make them wear baggies on their feet.
Yeah. OT, chop their feet off. Chop their feet off.
Yeah.
Now, it's one of those difficult conversations, and you can go round and round circles on it for
Very true, though, as kids have said. All these chemicals in meat and fruit, yet we're living longer than ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and in medieval times, you're lucky if you lasted in your 20s.
Well, we this is the bit
40 was elderly.
We almost eradicated tuberculosis in Western Europe.
But some of the old things are coming back, like whooping cough again.
Yeah. We eradicated these diseases and illnesses that used to kill tens of thousands of people. Can't we do it? Yeah.
They have open access to the fields, but they don't stick to the path.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit muddy because they go out there in their silly little dolly shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the problem is, it's footpaths and byways. Don't start me on footpaths and byways and rights of way.
I know you had the news over that we had a news thing about. There's a video of some people swimming off Israel.
Oh, the shark,
with a shark, and you can see the shark swimming in between these people, and then it's surprised that some bloke who was out there swimming got grabbed by it and taken away. Why would you want to be swimming with a shark? I love sharks. Don't get me wrong, I really do. But yeah.
Would you want to go skinny dipping
No.
with one? No. So on to a more cheery thing. Max Deer's come back. He's got one of his deer back. So hopefully the numbers will come back. We're looking good here. Around my local area,
Bill.
The foxes are doing well. I've seen my first couple of cubs, so I'm happy with that. So they've got through the winter.
You rescued your toad from the fireplace the other day.
Rescued the toad from the fireplace. That was the other thing that I was hoping to film today. By getting up into that particular area, back in 2002, I put probably 10 or 15 tins out on the heath. And these are just Wrigley tin, they're just corrugated metal sheets. And you put them in the undergrowth. And what they do, that allows you to survey the wildlife, because all your reptile species will use that in the early part of the day to build their body heat up, because obviously the tin gets warm. So that's the place where you could then go find your adders, your grass snakes, smooth snakes, black adders, slow worms, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Lizards. And
you might have found a netterjack, wouldn't you?
And I back then I didn't have a GoPro or anything like that. I just had a camera. But I managed to get a couple of really nice close-up shots and footage. And what I was hoping to do was, bear in mind today was supposed to be quite pleasant to start, is to get out there and get you some of these shots of some of these animals. Because again, I know not everybody likes snakes, but they live the world alongside us, and in their own right are a stunningly beautiful creature.
Under one of these metal tins, not far from your range hut, there was a toad. She would have probably fitted in both my hands. He was enormous, and when we got a lovely close-up picture of her, because you actually can see shards of the old clay pigeon shells and the sand, can't you?
Yeah. Newts in your garden. Excellent. Newts super protected. So anybody ever says they're going to take your garden to build on it, you tell them you've got newts, they're screwed. The outdoors apprentice been swimming with a shark, tiger shark, unless sorry sounded.
Your dad did in Saudi Arabia, didn't he?
My dad did that in Saudi, yeah. He was swimming. My dad being a sort of old Brit he was. He walked down to the beach, down to the swimming shorts, towel over his shoulder, flung it on the side, and he said, "You got his boats pulled up." And he said, "And you got the Arab fishermen there," and he said they all started hollering him. And he said, and in my best British voice, went, "Yeah, I'm going for a swim, Sodger." Went in, he had a good swim for half an hour or so, come out, somebody else had come down and stood there who spoke Arabic, and he said to him, he said, "Well, what's their problem? I'm not frightening the fish off." They went, "No, they were shouting at you to tell you there's a shark out there."
I saw a video the other day of Travis Finnell, who played Ragnar Lothbrok in the Vikings, and he was down on the edge of the sea water, and he's crouched down and he goes, "I was thinking about bringing my boat out." He said, "But then I had to think about it, and then that turned up," and he points his finger, and just about 6 foot off the beach is a salt crocodile. He goes, "Do you think I can pet it?" No,
I don't want to play with them buggers. Not without a large caliber, anyhow. Yeah, so Keith was saying he walked back to the beach rather rapid. Yeah, I bet you would. I'd be like Billy Connolly. I'd have gone up the beach like a torpedo. Stealth saying he's got newts in his garden. The cats keep bringing them home. He has to take them back out of the forest. Yeah. They say you're supposed to.
Yeah, but you've got a big old. You've got like a great white or a tiger shark or something, and they got bits of you in their mouth.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to punch them in the nose because you can't reach them.
T, take care. Have a good week, my friend. T. Look after yourself. Be good.
Yeah, I do like sharks.
Yeah.
I mean, they were saying in Cornwall that they've had, of all the humpback whales that have been appearing the last few months there, it's really made a difference to their the people coming down to Cornwall just to see these whales and that.
Yeah, good. Fair play to them.
We don't really see them that often.
Well, I'd rather people went down to see a once in a lifetime experience, see a whale. Anything else. At least they're getting to see something that they were carrying their hearts the rest of their life, giving them a bit of a connection to the wild. There's Jason, probably. Yeah. You've been near a whale's blowhole. Oh,
yeah. You see them. I've seen videos where people are sort of leaning over their boats and this whales beside them, and they blow holes, and they're sort of.
Yeah, not good. Not nice experience. But again, yes, it's that connection with nature, isn't it? And I'm not by any ways a greeny meanie and all the rest of it. I just got a love for nature. And I think it doesn't matter how you live your life. If you've got a love for nature, you're not going to go far wrong because you won't purposely damage it or
the walrus that come down from Ireland.
Yeah.
That was destroying all those boats because you kept jumping on them to sunbathe.
Yeah. Whale boogers. Yeah.
But yeah, you get their that sick, the vomit stuff they bring up.
Oh.
That's worth a blooming fortune. I've noticed more people have been finding that on the beaches.
Ambergris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
Cheers, Jason. Yeah, more people finding that on beaches. That is worth thousands of pounds an ounce.
So what you got in your bag? Whale pook.
Yeah, got a whale bogey. whale will be fucked. Yeah, and again, isn't it? It's got balance. You can find a love for things, care for them. People sit there. I've already had the first one. It's either V8 diesel. What are you doing to my environment? And
I believe Cookie. It's highly sought of because they use it in perfumes.
Yeah.
It's the top perfumery.
It's something the whales occasionally go get rid of. Right, it floats around in the sea. It ends up on beaches. It's not something that can be produced by man. Apparently it smells absolutely disgusting when you find it. But perfumery companies like Chanel and that pay an absolute fortune for it, and then break it down to its component pieces and use some of that and make in perfume. But then the other one interesting one is like stick insect poo. Stick insect poo is used in perfumery.
Yeah, it's all the ladies in love of Chanel No. 5. It's made of stick insect.
One of the ingredients is stick insect poo from Madagascar. So.
Yeah. Oh, just dominant. Isn't it nice about it's disgusting. Put yourself a deer wheel on you when you're hunting deer.
I just want to know what lunatic at some point looked at some stick insect poo and went, we could use that.
Yeah, but it's like Muddy Ruts foodie Jason. He tried that coffee that goes through the cat.
So where? Right, we all know what a coffee bean is. So at what point did somebody look at civet cat poo, see a coffee bean in it, and go,
it tastes better because it's been through the cat.
I've got to try that. Because I've got to admit, as a country boy, I've seen plenty of animal waste in my time of pretty much every type, manufacturer, model, design, shape, shine, colour, and structure that you can come across.
Yeah,
have I ever looked at some animal's poo and thought, I wonder what that tastes like. All right.
Alan Jason said cat poo coffee with double cream and double sugar.
Jason, I said to Jason, what did it taste like? He said, actually, it was very nice.
I just couldn't.
Might have been.
No.
Just, sorry. I mean, that's not for me. Not for me. I mean...
Yeah, I was waiting for him to offer me a coffee. I was thinking, nah, just in case when he come back. Nah. Just...
Probably.
Yeah, probably quite a lot
John,
of beer.
I bet there was a lot of it. Yeah,
would have whiskey.
Yeah, so actually saying that, I have been out with groups of lunatics and had a session and looked at stuff and gone, I wonder. But no, I don't think I would. Not really.
Psychedelic honey, yeah.
Psychedelic honey is quite an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah, people licking toads and yeah.
Thing is, a lot of these amphibians.
Yeah, because certain tree frogs, they take the stuff they produce and put it on their arrows, don't they?
Yeah.
To hunt
absolutely
monkeys.
Lethal. You know, if anybody that wants to go out there licking toads and frogs, first thing I would say is figure out the difference between a toad and a frog, and be polite about it. That's all I've got to say.
Toads are warty.
It's the same thing as people. I mean, I've met hundreds of people over the years that are picking mushrooms for strange, peculiar reasons, and the most interesting one I had there was actually finding a group of students on a firing range in the early hours of one morning in the mist and fog, hearing them out there and thinking there's not supposed to be anybody out there, going out and finding these two lads on their hands and knees with basically a bag going around picking fungi out of the grass. And I was like, I know what you're doing. Oh, no, we're not, mate. I said, you're looking for magic mushrooms? Yeah. So what you got there? So they showed me what they had, and I was like, boys, you drink those, you're going so high you're never coming back. I said, those are lethal. And they were picking toxic mushrooms, poisonous mushrooms. And they were like, well, can you show us which ones are the psychedelics, which ones can we have? I was like, no.
Mehmet, thank you. Welcome,
Mehmet.
Visit Istanbul.
How you doing in Istanbul? Hope Turkey's treating you well.
Yeah, you're right. Whoever thought of mountain or horse could stick things together?
Yeah.
I know I was telling my friend that because she used to love the like jelly babies and that. And I was saying, you do know that it's made of gelatine? She said, yeah. I said, well, do you know what gelatines come from? And she said, no. I said, well, it's hooves of animals. She wanted them now.
Yeah. It's quite a fascinating world. And we live in an amazing world.
It's got to be consensual frog licking.
Yeah. Wherever, I mean, if you look around the world, how many different little strangenesses, shall we just say, traditions and
I saw
odd things happen.
I've heard of
happened for hundreds of years, still occur, still celebrated. You know,
really. I think I've got a scammer here.
Yeah.
One above me, mate. Depends what the question is. I think I might just get ready to go.
Which one?
Creamy hole. I'll get ready to do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time the other day I saw. I'd heard of peyote, but I'd never actually seen it, and I saw it in
posted. Now there's an interesting one. Yeah. So, and again, there's all these things out. Dusty Cattle, how you doing, brother?
Good evening.
Hope you're good.
He did enjoy his walk the other day.
I did enjoy my walk the other day, and I did have a bit of a grin to myself. So Dusty, I met the other day. Very interesting guy. Got a very difficult job. I'm not going to discuss what it is, but he does have a very difficult job. And it's
someone tried to beat you out then, Jason.
Great to have met him and made friends with him, because it's also interesting guy. He really got some good knowledge, some good ideas. Yeah, had a great chat. Made my day. And hopefully your day's better for you too, mate. Now, I hope it's getting better. Goodbye, Creamy Hole. We don't have that on this channel. You can do what you like, but sorry, mate.
Goodbye.
Do apologise, guys.
There's obviously the kids are bored tonight.
Yeah, Creamy Hole. I'm sorry, mate, but we have young people that watch this channel, and if you want to make stupid comments like that, go find somewhere else to play. Not in our playground, mate. Do one. Simple as.
We haven't had that for ages.
Yeah.
I just knew when I saw the name. I said to you that there's going to be there's one in there.
Moronic. Right. So yeah, if you want to come back at a later date, change your attitude, change your mentality, be a bit more polite and friendly, and a little bit more.
Yeah, we're adults. Well, sort of, depending on how much cider we had to drink. Bye, Hole. But yes, we're good with it. Yeah. We've had quite a nice sunny time. Been in the garden.
Yeah, it's been absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So I do apologise about that, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody that may have seen that rather offensive comment.
Yeah, that's what I said, Lee. We are adult-ish.
Yeah, we're not that grown up.
Yeah. We're older than 15, 16, maybe 18, but any higher IQ?
No cream for you.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, mate.
And again,
sorry, kitten.
Anybody that's on the channel at any time, you ever see anything like that? There's anything offensive or
just flag it up and let Kitten,
just flag it up, and
or
it will
Chris
be
know.
Dealt with by one of the moderators. We don't have it. We have an adult channel. Yes, we do have adult laughs. We have adult jokes. We tell adult stories. We do have a giggle, but we always try and keep it relatively polite, relatively friendly, and relatively inoffensive.
Yeah. It must have been good, but you actually still remembered it from the 70s.
I've had a couple of friends over the years that have partaken of the mushroom
so
tea.
Anyone having any adventures this week? Anyone going out to do some filming? And I'm taking my camera out with it. Actually, because now we've got the Range Rover that the trailer can go on. We're going out with the
Kaz's big scooter,
so I can go all round Fleet Pond. That'd be really nice. Take the little dog.
Benny wants to become a moderator.
Well, you got the you got the controls.
There you go, Benny. Benny's now a mod. There you go, Benny.
Yeah, where is that? Do you know, it's funny. We've lived here for 30 years and I've only done bits of Fleet Pond. I've not done the whole thing. So with my new scooter, I'm hoping to do the whole lot.
Dusty, it's where you were walking around the other day.
He knows.
I don't know that he does.
All foraging, cooking. Excellent, Jess.
Yeah. Jess, Benny is a mod. Oh, yes, he is. Yeah.
Oh, you still can't become a member of the channel.
Oh, fantastic, Dusty.
No, he's still, Cookie still can't become a member of the channel. We'll have to try and find out what the hell's going on there.
Benny, Cookie, I'll have a look into that. Dusty, that's fantastic. You managed to raise £1,000 for your friend's family. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Well done.
Dusty, if you want to stick a link on here, if anybody wants to help out, Dusty lost a very good friend recently, and he's trying to raise a little bit of cash to help the family out.
Use the email up there.
Yeah, my email's up there on the board, mate. HampshireOutdoors@mail.com. Pass it on to me, and what I'll do, I'll give it a shout out through the week. I'll give it a shout out actually next Sunday on the live, and we will try and see if we can get a little bit extra for you.
I might be doing a little video through the.
Yeah, caring and sharing. That's one of the things we're all about on this channel. We show support for one another. And just to let Dusty know, so this channel was basically, you met me, you know what I'm about. These are people from all over the world. We've got Americans, Canadians, Istanbul. We've got Norway, France, Belgium, New Zealand. We've got all over here. And
we've got a Kiwi that's in the UK.
Yeah, it's not massive. You see, we've got 24 people. We've got 29 likes tonight. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
We were up to 34.
We were up to 34.
Yeah.
But it's just building a community of like-minded souls. The only things we don't do no politics. We do no religion. Simple as. Keeps it polite, keeps it friendly. Everybody's got their own beliefs.
In a bike club, and we've done several money raising. We had a lad who had he worked at the Frimley Park, and he was he had his motorbike hit by a car, and he was paralysed. Yeah. And we did a thing for him.
One of the toughest things I think for people these days, if you lose somebody, is suddenly these massive bills start coming in from
it's everything, isn't it?
Homes and things like that, and it does suddenly make it very, very difficult. Plus, people quite often lose somebody who is part of the income for the family. It's a struggle and a nightmare. So I'm always quite happy to try and put my hand in my pocket and help out people in that situation, because God forbid, touch wood, it could be me,
Yeah.
And Dusty is a good guy. He is a good guy.
You're very welcome. You're not a bad bunch here.
Not bad old bunch. Yeah, they're right.
Get a bit drunk, disorderly around New Year, but we're okay. Yeah.
Yeah, New Year can get a bit lively. Yeah. Can't wait. So, Dee, hope your mum's doing good. I hope your mum's forgiven me for getting rid of my Honda CR-V and buying a Range Rover. I'm sure she'd understand if I took her for a spin in it.
Yeah, she watched TV in the back.
Yeah. Hey, Dee, it's a V8.
We all need a little help from our friends, exactly, Lou.
She's a V8. It's a V8 diesel.
She's sucking juice.
What's better than 2 cylinders? 4 cylinders. What's better than 4 cylinders? 8 cylinders.
I do like the sound of a V8. I'm sorry. I know the electric cars are the thing, but things that go past you just go, it doesn't do nothing for me at all.
Yeah.
Good night, Living Lavu.
Living Lavu, take it easy, mate. Have a brilliant week. Enjoy yourself, my brother.
Yeah. You could put you on the. Yeah, you could be on our back seat, Benny. How about that then? Yes, you were.
Yeah, I definitely could. Yeah.
Yeah. She wants a Range Rover. Yeah, it's got aircon flipping seats.
It's,
and heated seats. Even the dog can sit in the back and have air blown on him in his car seat.
That was the nice thing. Yesterday it was hot, and put Willow in the back and his little dog bed, complied with all the law that you have to today. But the nice thing was,
Dusty's got a Range Rover as well.
He's a good man, a good taste. The nice thing was, is you got the aircon seats, so I was able to cool the seats, and he's got his own little aircon blower because he hates heat. So he was sat in the back. He was like, "Oh, that's good."
Talk of the devil.
Yeah, kept him nice and cool. Hey, come on in, Stinker. Come on in. Come on. Oh, come on in. Come and see your fans.
Yeah.
Oh,
see, Dusty, that is. This is Willow, the star, as everyone says.
The most serious-faced dog in the world, aren't you? Yeah, you've got a serious face.
No, Owen, it could be any hill. Yeah, he's
Mr. Serious. Everything's serious.
He's look a lot less shaggy. He's going to see his ladies on Friday and have his haircut.
Yeah, mate. Go see your groomers, eh?
Yeah.
Go see the girls. You like the girls, don't you?
Yeah. Archie did make it out of the hole, and so did Owen. We got a call for him just after it happened, didn't he? Yeah. He gave you a call.
Well, his latest video, he was up in the same area trying to rescue 2 dogs in that same area, and I know what he was worried about. He was worried about one of them falling in the hole.
You had that on the ranges though, didn't you? Someone lost their old spaniel, and that had actually fallen in a ditch, didn't it? And luckily, it took a couple of days to find him, but they did.
We did find him. He was in a bit of a mess. We found him though. He was okay.
Benny says he's got a range cooker that's closest to a ranger he is at the moment.
Yeah, any updates, Benny? You got any nearer finding your Navara or your L200? Yeah, they were, Jason. They were just a couple of runaway dogs. I don't know if somebody just. This is one of the issues we do have here in the UK. We do have people that don't want to care for their animals. Will pull up somewhere remote like that, boot them out, and go. Or it could be, likewise, somebody's taken their 2 dogs out for a walk, let them off the lead. They've chased a deer because there's a lot of deer up there, and they're just out having a high old time. Because let's face it, once dogs start running, they don't always look back to see where you are. And
we have a lot of problems around the coast as well, because people like to walk or do the coastal walks and not put their dogs in the lead. And if they see a seagull or a rabbit, we had one the other day. It was the dog was chasing a sheep with a lamb. The owner had them off the lead, and the lamb and the dog fell off a cliff. Luckily, they both survived. They were able to rescue them, but yeah.
I'm sorry, that's just. Yeah, I got my own opinions there. Dogs worrying livestock. It's not on at all.
Willow's eyebrows are like yours, are they, Bill? That's good then.
Yeah, they didn't want to be rescued, did they, Kitten? They were off for an adventure.
Yeah, they all have issues. There's a lot of
Benny. I know with the L200s, one of the issues with those is head gaskets. But the head gasket is got, and it's just a tip for you from having a couple of L200s. One of the issues with the L200s is the radiator cores break down and clog. Yeah. So basically, if you get an L200, replace the radiator. They're not expensive. Buy an aftermarket, but replace the radiator, and you pretty much, once you've done that, they're indestructible. They're bulletproof. It's just got
BMW engine.
Yeah. It's one of the few issues they actually have.
Yeah, it's best not to. We waited for weeks, didn't we, before we got a lot of. Yeah, the dogs didn't want to be rescued. They had to have too much fun.
They were having fun.
Yeah.
They were having fun. And let's face it, we've all done it. Right, guys, without being rude, it is 2 hours and 9 minutes. It's been a good one tonight. Thank you so very, very much for joining us. Hopefully, you all have a stunning week. Hopefully, I will manage to get out and do this night shoot eventually this week with Kaz. No worries, Dusty. My
No.
pleasure, mate. Yeah, have fun, stay safe, be good, get outside, have your adventure, do something, anything. Doesn't
Good
matter
night,
what it is.
Mehmet. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
and hope
you,
you have a
Mehmet.
good week.
You have an absolutely wonderful week. And yeah, as we always end up saying,
Night, Dirty Faces, Kitten Killer.
thank you so very much.
Benny.
Have fun, stay safe, be good. And again,
Night,
as we
Andy.
always say, love those you do, forgive those you don't, and may peace and light be upon you all in this absolutely glorious world of ours. Guys, stay safe, have fun, fantastic week. Catch you next Sunday.
Take care of yourselves.
All
See
the
you
best.
next week.
Mickey out.